cross the Niagara Falls and the Grand Canyon on a tightrope. He started walking on a tightrope at the age of 7. Now he leads the Flying Walenda, the most famous tightrope family in America. They're in the Guinness Book of World Records, and they're famous for the 7-person pyramid. Would you give a warm welcome? He's going to teach. He's a Christian, a great Christian. Would you welcome Tim Walenda?
Thank you, Pastor Franklin, and thank you for that very warm welcome. You know, applause like that is what kept my family in the circus now for nearly 200 years. We're into the 8th generation of performing, and during that time we've done everything you can imagine. We've been acrobats, we've been jugglers, we've been clowns, we've performed on galloping horses, trained wild animals, and even flown on the flying trapeze. But for nearly 90 years we've been known for one thing in particular. That's walking a slender strand, a tightrope, usually a height of about 25 to 30 feet in the air. On that, we stand on our heads. We ride bicycles, and we do pyramids with as many as 7, 8, and 10 people at one time in a 3-level pyramid. Now, you might think that's rather unusual, but you know, our family's been doing the unusual as long as we've been in the circus. I've done some rather unusual things myself. Things like walking over dens full of lions, cages full of tigers. About 25 years ago, in Miami, Florida, I set up my wire-over swimming pool that was filled with more than 50 man-eating sharks. I've walked between buildings, over rivers, and even over waterfalls. The longest walk that I've done to date was in the land of Korea, over the Han River in downtown Seoul. The distance across the river was 1 kilometer in length. That is 3,300 feet, 6/10 of a mile. The highest walk I've done was in Denver, Colorado, at a height of 179 feet in the air. That's roughly the height of an 18-story building. But it all started for me when I was just 7 years old. That's when my grandfather, Carl Walenda, probably the best known tightrope walker of modern times, put me on the wire at first. Now, he did cross Tallulah Falls Gorge, just down the road here, but something that you may not know is that he did not one headstand in the middle of the gorge, but he did 2, 855 feet in the air. Quite remarkable. The second one, by the way, he did in honor of all of our servicemen who were fighting in Vietnam at the time. But he's the one that trained me. He's the one that taught me how to hold that balancing pole. He's the one that taught me how to place my feet on the wire. But here's the most important thing that I learned about maintaining my balance on a tightrope. I need to focus on an unmoving point, a solid point at the far end of the wire. In this case, happens to be where this cable meets those 2 pipes. And that is how a tightrope walker maintains his balance. I've been doing this for over 50 years. With that experience and time that I've got invested, I can look around and talk to you face to face. But invariably,